Everyone loves having a horse that wants to be caught, so we've decided to share our morning routine here at McNamee Colt Company. This round pen that the horses are laying in right now starts off empty every morning, and we go around and put grain in all those feeders, and then Tim starts letting them in one at a time into the box pen.
So the first colt to come in this morning is a horse named Duke, and Duke is out of a Smart Little Lena. Goes back to Smart Little Lena. Her father was Steady Tradition, and he was a reining horse that won a bunch of money around here, and so he's really bred really good. He's got a nice soft mind. But the first thing I'll do is just kind of pet him a little bit and scratch him and let him get comfortable with me, and then I'll start teaching him something after that.
Do you always have your curry comb with you?
Sometimes, if like today was cold, so I kind of wanted to wear some gloves, so I used a curry comb. If I don't have gloves on, I can just use my fingernails. That works just as well. But so with the curry comb, I can kind of rub them and scratch them with it, and then I kind of change it to where I push them with it. I'm pushing his hips there just to get his hips to step over behind. And that kind of draws his face back to me, and he yields his ribs real nice and soft. And so that's kind of what I was doing with that horse.
One of our goals in these videos is to try to show you something a little bit different with each of the colts. So if you stick with us through the whole video, we'll try and show you something different with each one.
So this next colt is one that we've sold already to a gentleman named Glenn down in California, and he's just going to be boarded with us for a couple of years, and he'll pick him up in a couple of years from now after I've started him. So again, I'll just pet him and have him comfortable with me, and then we'll go from there. This colt has already had a fairly long session. Some of the other horses in here have never been handled very much at all, just a few minutes at a time for maybe a week or something like that. Where this one, I spent a good half hour, 45 minutes with him on a training session, so he's a little bit more advanced.
This is the first time I've ever seen you pull one of them forward like that. Can you talk about that?
Well, I felt like he's kind of ready for it. You know, he's at a point where I felt like if I pulled on him a little bit, he wouldn't panic about it or anything. He was ready for it. And so when I did pull on him, you know, he didn't panic, and he kind of come off that pressure. And so that was his lesson for that day. And simple enough, I just escorted him out the gate, and I'll move on to the next one.
And here comes Dollar. We've had a video where Dollar had sticky feet, we called it. She just didn't want to move a lot, and she's definitely made some changes.
Yeah, she is. It's interesting. This horse is interesting to me because you know, she's out of a Jag daughter, and then she's a metallic cat, and you know, got a lot of cutting blood in her, but she is, you know, so brave and so kind of a little bit pushy at this point. And so, you know, and sometimes some people might think, oh my gosh, she's horribly trashy and pushy and so on. But, you know, that being she's just brave and kind of got a robust personality, that's not going to stay that way for long. I got a plan with her, but her personality for right now, she's kind of uses that, you know, and so...
So can you explain something for us right there? When she was walking into you, and she kind of wants to be right up in your chest, what did you do? How did you handle that?
So she's kind of walking into me and kind of wanting to take over. She's, I want to, you know, just getting too close and so on. So I just pushed back and backed her up just a little bit. And then I was going to take the halter off, and then she kind of pushy again. So I backed her up again and got her to come off of it and relax. And then I took the halter off when she was stopped being pushy, and then I just let her through the gate. So when I turned her loose, she wasn't being pushy with me, so that was important.
This is the gelding Ryder that one of our first halter training videos came out this fall with. How's he doing?
He's doing really good. He again is one of those horses that's had a little bit more time with him than some of the others. So I don't know if it shows much, but when I like with him, you've noticed like here I just push his hip over, and I'm kind of standing my ground a little bit. As he's coming into me, I'm gonna push him away from me. Here again, I'm taking the lead rope or the curry comb, and I push him away from me. The curry comb goes up on his neck, push him out and around. Then it goes to the rib, go out and around. And he's advanced far enough there. You can see how he knows how to back up and things like that. I can keep him checked in, listening, and when I've gotten him listening a little bit, and he's kind of stopped being pushy and he's listening, good enough. We'll go on to the next one. I could spend a lot more time with these horses, but I've got like 15 or 16 of them or something like that to go through, and plus a lot of other horses to go through. So this is basically a good routine for me to where I can get through a lot of horses, and I like to be with them every day and so I don't interrupt their daily routine. I'm a part of their daily routine.
This guy's name is Smoke, and he's also had a video of his session. And I noticed that when you're working with him right here, you're just kind of staying with him, pushed him over right there. And if he backs up, you back up. If he moves forward, it's not like you're trying to cut him off or get him to change direction. Can you talk about that and what you're doing with him?
Yes, so he's a little shy about putting that halter on because, it's a little intimidating to him. And so I kind of want to just be in a position where he kind of gets just a little bit more used to me and a little more comfortable with me. But I'm going to use that curry comb to, show him some leadership when he's maybe ready to turn. He wants to turn and go away from me. I push him with the curry comb. I push his hindquarters over or his rib over just a little bit to get him to kind of face me like I did some of the other horses.
So instead of trying to turn him around and get his hindquarters to move around, you're actually just moving him over. Just moving,
just enough to get him to kind of get his attention and draw his face towards me, and to kind of talk him out of the idea of leaving. Just, hey, stay with me. That's all I wanted. It's just stay. And then, I felt like he learned a couple things. He's comfortable there. He feels like we made a connection, and then I'll just move on and go to the next one.
I notice he's a lot more comfortable with you touching his head than he was before.
Yeah, he's definitely moving right along for sure. So this filly here, she was real sensitive. She kind of goes back to dual pep, and she's got some pretty sensitive cutting horse bloodlines in her. And I don't know if you can tell in this video here, but she's actually one of the bigger colts in the pen. And I'm kind of excited about this horse because I really like the cutting blood with the sensitivity and the athleticism, but I like them when they got a little more size, enough to be a little more effective rodeo or ranch horses. So that's kind of what she is. So when I go to catch her, and some of the other horses, I expect them to face up to me a little bit and put their face into the halter. She's a little intimidated by it, and so she wants to have her face out away from me. And I'm tall enough, I can just reach over there and I'll put that halter on where you want your face to be. I'll let her choose that, and so we kind of come up with a compromise there, and then I can go on from there.
Eventually, you will expect her to have her head tilted into you.
Yeah,
correct?
It might be 1 or 2 days from now, but is all it'll take. But it's just at this point, and I'm going to work on that right now directly in terms of how she's a little afraid of me and sensitive and stuff, and just spend a little time up there on her face. This is her, I feel her insecurity there, and so I'm gonna scratch her on one side of the face and the other, and tip her face. I'm on her left side, and then I'll switch eyes and be on the right side, and kind of go back and forth a little bit, and rub her face a little, and then I feel like she's kind of gotten over that a little bit, and she feels good about that. That's her lesson for the day, and I'll escort her out the gate, and we'll move on.
You're riding Stevie's 3-year-old brother Socks right now. Can you talk about the comparisons between them?
Yeah, he started out a lot like Stevie did, and he was real sensitive, and now he's, really a nice, sensitive, athletic horse. Really looking forward to developing him a little bit more and through the winter here now, and having him available for in the spring to sell, because he's going to make somebody a really nice rodeo horse.
Speaking of genetics, this is Scamp, and she is Stevie and Sock's niece. So her mom is a full sister to both of them, and this is out of Doc. Scamp is out of Doc.
Yeah, and you can see too where she's got that same characteristic. I haven't handled her a lot yet, but she's that sensitive. Got that real sensitive personality to kind of give a person a winning edge, later on, and kind of be a kind of a push button horse. But in the beginning here, they're just a little bit touchy. So I've got the halter rope around her now, and like on some of these horses, I've been kind of pushing on them with the brush just to get their attention, just to have them kind of stop and kind of hunt me up. And here I'm going to pull on that rope a little bit, pull on that rope. There she's hunting me up, and I release to that. Now she's looking away, and I just draw on just enough to get her attention. And here again, you see the timing? That's kind of what I was looking for. Right there, I meant to go up to her face and touch it and settle her, but it startled her instead. And so I'm sorry about that. We'll approach you a little different here, and I'll put a halter on where I'm not scaring you. I'll work with you on that. And then after I've got her caught up, I'll go to rubbing on her, and then I'm going to go kind of work directly on that sensitivity of her face and so on, a little bit like I did her sister Stevie, or her aunt Stevie.
Gets a little confusing.
Yeah, lots of genetics.
How many times has she had a halter on?
Oh, maybe 5.
Okay.
Something like that. So she's pretty green yet. But here I'm just gonna using the lead rope and so on, just enough to kind of get her to stop and get her attention, and then I'll rub her face and her head and go from side to side and rub her underneath the eye. And when I do touch her, I'm scratching and rubbing, I'm not tickling her. I'm actually using a little bit of force to where that has more of a settling effect than just barely touching her. I put some feel on that when I rub her. That's an important thing. I think a lot of times people will go up to a horse and they just want to be too light with them, and it doesn't have the settling effect that maybe you would if when you're currying them or touching them or handling them is push them with a little bit more force. It's more settling to them.
So being deliberate with their touch, having a purpose.
Yeah.
For every touch that you have.
Yeah, and paying attention to the effect. So when you're touching them in a certain way, don't just do it because you feel like it should, that should work for you. Think about what effect it has on your horse, and with different tools that I use and all the different things. I'm always aware of. I try to be aware of, what is the effect on the horse, and I make adjustments to it.
Can I interrupt you for a minute?
Sure.
We've been watching this mare, and some of the videos probably don't show all of it, but she stood at the gate from the very beginning, waiting to come in, but she just couldn't quite bring herself to walk through that gate, and then she started getting kind of cranky when other horses would step in front of her. You finally opened up the gate and you stepped in behind her. Is that a typical thing with her?
Yeah, she's she's an interesting horse. She's got a strong personality and with the other horses, but she's kind of intimidated a little bit with me a little bit, and it's not a bad characteristic because I've rode her siblings and stuff. They are really soft and nice when you go to riding them because they have that sensitive feel about them. And I had to escort her in the gate. This is her niece. Her mother is a full sister to Tana, is the horse that we just got done. So again, these horses are related, and you can see, she's the same way. I got to escort her into the gate. She's a little shy and a little timid, and so it's a.
Years ago, Tim was giving him a couple mares, and when the prices of horses was not great, and this mare that these all have come from she's 24 years old, and she looks like she's 15. She just is amazing, and nothing real substantial on her papers, right?
No, she doesn't have her papers don't show anything to me that I know. They're not the top bloodlines that everybody's crazy about. But these horses are so nice. I actually keep most of the fillies, actually all the fillies, out of this mare. I keep them all because they are so nice to ride and so nice to handle. And the longevity. The longevity and that mare is easy to maintain. These are the things as a breeder, you get the inside information. And so, it's not about the hottest bloodlines. It's about what's the best horse possible. And she's kind of one of those.
This last filly we're going to show you today, her name is Razzle. She's out of a Jag filly and bred to Doc's Metallic Shine.
So she's another one that I've just got maybe haltered her 5 times, and so she's still pretty green yet. I'm starting out just with the brush as usual, and at first here I'm on her left side, and then she's going to show me her right side. I was going to maybe try to put the halter on, but she walked off, so I'll just go with her on the right side. And here now she kind of puts her head into the fence, and instead of making an issue of it, I'm going to tip her hindquarters left and right and until she kind of comes off that fence just a little bit, and I address the issue that way, and now I can put the halter on her. Now after I've got the halter on, I'm gonna kind of work on her, just getting her to tip her face left and right. And a lot of people will stand alongside of them and tip their face left and right by pulling on the halter towards them. And this is the procedure I like to use. Her butt is in the corner, and then I use my body in front of their face to kind of help push their face, and the halter is also pushing it. And so I see how I'm getting the bend left and right. And here I'm gonna put my hand on her head, and I was gonna just kind of pet her up there, and she's kind of walking off, and I'll just let her walk around and allow me to kind of, basically my hand was just riding on her head until she got soft. And when she got soft, I recognized it and took it away, and that was the end of her session.
Now that they've had their fill of grain and are taking a little nap, let's talk about the accomplishments of today.
So it became a part of their daily routine because I do this every day, and I addressed some of their issues when they were insecure, and then I kind of taught them a little bit more about yielding, so that they're secure about yielding to me, and they're not offended by it. And so those are my big takeaways.
You're definitely a strong leader for them, and a lot of that comes from respect. They're learning respect for you, and you also show them a lot of respect by compromising and working with their individual needs.
Yeah, it's real important I feel like to really care about the horses and how they feel about you, and that's always in my mind when I'm working with these horses.
If you've got something specific that you've got questions about or want to send a short video, please feel free to do that. Thanks for being with us today.
So long for now.